Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I'm here to do the elements of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I decided to group you guys in your elements this time around because I'm having a fabulous time. I went to the races. Like, life has gotten exciting. And so I took a little me time instead of doing 12 videos and trying to fight with Mercury retrograde to get them all done. So it's really late at night. I just got back. Well, actually, it's been a while now because I did the air signs before this. But let's just say it's 4:30 in the morning here, and I'm really tired, but I'm channeling like a beast. So let's just get into your reading, shall we? I'm going to pull you down. I forget to promote myself, but guys, like, if you could use some help during this really, really deep shit that's going on, please reach out. Oh, and I forgot, I'm supposed to channel the little mini message that, see, I did water and pentacles yesterday yesterday morning, because today is a different day now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyhow, the energy has shifted. So if you're a water sign or an earth sign, the message that I am delivering for the fire sign, if you're a cross watcher, is going to be a little different because I feel like the energy of the eclipse has shifted things. So, there was more time when I did water and earth to push through your last energetic vibrational birthing into this new reality that we're creating, right? It's like, it's hard to describe energetically because I really am an energy reader more so than clairvoyant. I feel the energy. So anyhow, what I want to tell you is if you cross watch for those two elements, you'll see a different message because there was more time. And now I feel like the timelines, there are certain timelines that are now closing and being collapsed because people have kind of gotten to the end of their choosing. They've found their wish for this growth spurt. They've made it. They've set their intentions. And a lot of those timelines are now evacuated and ready to be collapsed into, the old paradigm. So I'm channeling really deep, guys. If you're not in the mood for a deep reading, I'll try really hard to bring it down to earth for you, but this is energetically kicking some ass. This is like deep ascension energy I'm feeling for this moon portal or this eclipse season. Okay, so the energy was choose. You needed to make a choice because this energies and timelines were collapsing and you needed to choose, what timeline. That you couldn't stay where you were at. You could not stay there. That timeline was being collapsed completely and nobody gets left behind, right? So your angels and your spirit guides and your ascended masters and all of your ancestors and sky crew and all of the all, embodied and disembodied, has been working and pushing you to the next timeline, at least one, right? Everybody got a growth spurt. You raised your vibration at least to the next one. And for a lot of you, I'm seeing here that the energy shifts that have happened during this last cycle that we've gone through as a collective is for the fire signs. It's what you incarnated here for, right? Fire. You've got the base chakra, the sacral chakra showing up in your reading. And so it's like your very nature, you're taking a look at and learning about you. You've had a growth spurt. You're no longer stuck in those fears of disillusion. You've intuitively awakened. You can see clearer. It's like when you don't look outside of yourself, when you looked inside of yourself, you had a discovery of who you are. And because of that, opportunities are now going to come towards you, and you can feel it. So we're going to take a look at your ascension, I guess, is what I feel like this reading's about. So let's just bring you down to your reading. We'll take a look here. Okay, I don't know if you can see all these cards, so I'll hold them up, but we have the universe is your very first card. This is a beautiful completion of an old cycle. It's a growth spurt. It's the aurora boreas, right? It's the snake eating its tail. Every ending is a new beginning. And so you've leveled up. You've definitely leveled up. We'll take a look at how or what as we go through here. So old cycles are coming to completion for you, okay? And it has to do with fears and desires, you know, because there's good and bad in all of our chakras. We've got the yin and the yang, the masculine, the feminine, the passive, the aggressive, in everything. And so I feel like what's happened is you guys have balanced your base chakra and your sacral chakra, and it's why you're here, right? That's why you chose to incarnate under a fire sign, is because you work with the element of fire. And I think you're tapping into that very destiny, that very inner knowing, that leveling up spiritually of knowing behaviors and situations and people and things that you've outgrown, right? You've outgrown. We're all growing here. And so this was in the last reading too, guys. This is bottom of the deck. You've got judgment here. Everybody seems to be evaluating their living space. See, this to me looks like a keyhole, and this guy is in a chamber and he's trying to create. He's got a wand in his hand. He's dressed with intention. He's seeking the truth. He's looking out over the expansion. It's like, I have to grow beyond these walls. I know that the time is now. I know that the time is now. Okay, so it's like you've been shown that you have to grow, and now you've been in this contemplation of what is, and this is profound because this was in the last reading and I shuffled a lot, guys. So this is your wish. Everybody's upgrading. Everybody's getting their karmic return, right? And it's like what you put out into the world is now coming back to you. And I feel like it's beautiful for you guys. It's going to free you up. You held on to hope and faith, and it's on its way. It's like you knew it was on its way. You weren't even looking for it. You were going within, looking at other things. And while you were doing your thing, Spirit was bringing what you desired right here to your own doorstep. And you didn't freak out because you could feel it coming. All right, so clarifying the universe is the Seven of Swords. So for some of you guys, you've matured, you've removed your mask, you're more authentic, your pride, you know, that whatever identity that we build as teenagers and young adults, you know, this is not, okay, so this is not chronological. You could be any age watching this video. But this is a spiritual growth spurt that you're going through. And so you're maturing, and your deceptive ways in the world, or the masks that you wore to try and fit in, you've outgrown them. You've matured here, is what I'm hearing. You're ending cycles of, is this a word? Unauthenticity, disingenuous, people pleasing. It's the energy of wanting to fit in, to pretending to be something you're not, to fit in. You have matured and you are wiser. You know so much more than you knew before. And that's why this cycle is completing for you. It's part of the sacrifice that you're letting go, right? Sevens for me are stance. It's like, are we releasing? Are we guarding? Are we keeping? You know, sevens, what are we doing? It's like evaluating. What are we doing? What's our stance in this? And so you're just choosing. You're choosing better. You're choosing you. You're choosing to not put on airs for people anymore. You're choosing you. You're choosing your wish fulfillment. your happiness. It's like you've had a growth spurt, and my clock just lit up. It's 111, which is a lie because it's for something. But this is, oh, it's my timer. Okay, yeah, I set a timer earlier for my reading, and it just lit up. So it must have ended at 111. That's cool. Okay, so anyhow, so now you've got the High Priestess with the Magician. Magician is clarifying the base chakra. You literally, in this growth spurt, are now creating something different. You have to. You don't have a choice, right? We're all the magicians right now. We have free will. We get to choose. So, you've been inspired, and the cycle has completed, and so now you're creating this new cycle, this new circle, and you get to choose. And it looks like you're choosing to mature and to become more authentic, to feel more safe and motivated and self-worth, right? And like power, like I feel your power center has been activated. And isn't this cool? This came out in reverse, so I like this. Spiritual strength, 9 of Wands. This is like going through the ringers. This is, being the wounded warrior, but this is learning in this deck. This is, this has built you spiritually. You have matured and grown and become like a guru, right? You are now graduating, is what I'm hearing. You're graduating. You have gone from the student to the master. Okay, and it's in reverse, so that tells me, like, perhaps this has already happened for you, right? It's already happened. It's the realization. Let me see here. With intuition, spiritual union. Yeah, this. I don't know why this came up in reverse. Somebody needs to hear that they're not quite there yet. This is a push. With the High Priestess and the High Priest, or the Magician here, there is one last lesson to learn, and it has to do with love. It has to do with a partner for some of you. Okay, it's like for others of you, if you're not in a relationship or have a sacred soulmate, this is literally union of divine masculine and feminine energies within yourself. And so you've got one last lesson to learn for some of you. For others of you, this is coming through the other door. This is like coming out of the boundaries, the creations, the old creations that you created for yourself that no longer serve you, that kept you kind of locked away, because when you create something, you're responsible for it. So you became entrapped in a lot of your creations. And so there's one last push here for spiritual union within yourself or external to yourself. Okay, this is unified consciousness through one last lesson for some of you. For others of you, this is coming out the other side. This is, you took time to reflect, to go within and to create something different. And so this is really beautiful. Let's get you some advice on how can you balance this newfound union. It looks like for some of you with yourself, and for others of you with a divine partnership. So let's see what the energy says. We have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So we've got green here and green with the spiritual union. So the heart chakra, it feels like there's one last push, one last lesson for some of you watching this in the heart chakra, in the open to giving and receiving. Because see, it says take time to give rather than take. And I feel like that could be your energy for some of you, and for others of you, this is your person's energy. But if this is not a person, if this is you becoming spiritually aligned with your higher self, preparing the ascension, the light body for the descension and the ascension of your soul and descension of your higher self into that soul, integrating, collapsing timelines, coming closer and closer to union. There's one last lesson, and the lesson is being open to receive or open to give, depending on which dynamic you find yourself in, because some of us are overgivers. That's why we wore so many masks, and others of us are takers, and that's why, we were sneaky and sly. So you know your personality or your situation better than I do, but there is a hard awakening that needs to happen. It's the last lesson, okay, for this cycle to end, and you're creating it. Or they are. And then we have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. So after these eclipses, things are going to slow down energetically. I feel like you guys will get time to integrate your new timeline, your new, where am I at? Because we've all grown, we've all hopped timeline. There are timelines being closed out. So those timelines that are being closed out are being vacated. Nobody gets left behind. Everybody gets an upgrade. So like when you get to where you finally find yourself in the resonance that you have chosen, you're going to have to integrate. You're going to have to look around and say, what has changed? Where am I versus where was I? And everybody's lives are changing somehow, some way, and we're going to have to acclimate to the new vibration, the new timeline, the new house, the new boyfriend, the new girlfriend, the new job, the new belief systems, the new religions, the new. Okay, you're going to have to integrate your energy into what you've created with this awareness and intuition. Okay, so we have let your past go. The burden of carting your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set the burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and now it's gone. And so for some of you guys, I feel like there were things taken from some of you. Like you might have had family loss. There could have been death. There could have been divorces. There could have been jobs that you got let go of because they were failing or closing, or the whole COVID thing, right? But there's a lot of timelines being collapsed out, and you didn't get a choice. It's like some of you guys wanted to stay and you couldn't stay. That's why the spiritual strength is in reverse, because you're being told to take the lesson. You've learned, you've matured, you've grown. Take the lesson. Okay, set down the burdens and keep only the lessons and the love, and leave everything else behind, because it's going. You're not going to get a choice, guys. They're going to move you gently up to the next level. If that's all you can push yourself toward is one level, you're gently being guided there, because those timelines are being closed out. And for those of you who are ready to give that last push, that last birthing, that last, stance, all that's keeping you from leveling up into this union state with your next timeline, your next, one last, for some of you, it's one last timeline to get you into union, okay? I don't like that energy, because, that means you might have to reincarnate again. But this is the last lifetime for this lesson, to bring you into union in the next incarnation. For others of you, this is literally like you just got to let go of the past, and you're birthing something new, your true soulmate, or your inner masculine, feminine energies, your self-reliance for some of you, right? Self-reliance. You are leveling up, and you're going to have to let the past go, because you're not going to get a choice. You're just being moved. If you don't move on your own, you're going to be moved. Don't let fear, there's yin and yang in everything. So don't let fear of not being worthy keep you back and clinging to the past, because if you do, you're just going to lose it. It's going to be snatched out of your hands, and it's going to be a memory, and that's all it will ever be. And you can choose to be an enslaved person to that memory, or you can choose to let it go with love and learn the lesson and build new unions. Okay, somebody needed to hear that. So release and surrender. Yeah, you got to let it go. Let go of that past. Release and surrender. We shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms, because some of you are closed off to receiving here. You need to open up to receive. Open your arms and release the challenges. There's those burdens again that you've held tightly gripped within your hands. Open your hands, arms, and heart to our love and assistance, because it's going to happen, guys. They're going to do it with or without, your consent. There are certain timelines that are just not going to go any further. They've evolved beyond their necessary usefulness. Okay, and so you don't want to be there. It's a dying planet is what I'm hearing. So just release and surrender and be open to receive, because something beautiful is coming your way. We have the ocean. The deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desired effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. I'm hearing that for some of you, water is very healing for you. And with this moon energy, see the biggest bodies of water, all water actually, which includes the human body, is affected by the lunar behaviors and patterns, right? So it's like, be gentle with yourself and let the emotions ebb and flow. If you feel like crying, cry. If you feel like clapping, clap. If you feel like spinning, spin. Like really get into your body. For some of you, get back into your body. Okay, you've been in your head a lot for some of you. With this awareness and this intuition, it's like your head's all lit up, right? For some of you guys, you need to ground back into your body and allow the ebb and flow of this energy to just gently move you where you need to be. The angels are saying they don't want to give you a tower. They don't want to crumble everything that you're clinging to. They want you to release it and to go into flow, into energetic flow, and just let what's meant to go with you, and that which gets caught in the current to stay behind, because it's not meant to be where you're going. So we have Celeste. A happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. I told you this is like a leveling up always, right? For some of you, you're going to get a new romance. Others of you will get a new job. Some of you will get a new place. But there's energy moving, coming towards you. You're leveling up. Spirit never takes anything from you without replacing it. That's the art of sacrifice. It's clearing an energy space. It's dipping a cup into the ocean and removing stuff, but knowing it will level off and seek to fill itself again, fulfill yourself again. Some of you are being asked to let go of something. All right, because there are new things, new jobs, new opportunities, new life for a lot of you. Okay, Ray, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, spiritual growth right now. Because see, I told you I was feeling the energy of you needing to get back into your body. Go for a walk, do stretching exercise. It doesn't mean you got to join a gym, but if you're being asked to join a gym, trust your inner knowing. If you're being asked to just be present in the body and out of the mind for a little while, so that these new timelines can come in, so that you can be open to receive, be in the flow is what I'm hearing. You need to be in the flow. Okay, we have forgiveness, and I feel like that's part of the past that you're not letting go of, because you feel victimized or harmed or hurt by somebody, or you feel like there's no closure in a certain situation, and you always held on to the idea that that was somehow going to work out for you. And Spirit's saying it's part of your lesson. It's part of what you've learned. It's part of where you've been. It's part of your DNA. It's part of your experience. Okay, but you need to forgive it and let it go and release it, because it now is being called back to source energy, to be rebirthed into something much better. So sacrifice it, forgive it, let it go, okay? Then we have healing family issues, because there is forgiveness here, right? So there's things, there's people, there's situations, there's childhood wounds, there's traumas that you're being asked to just let it go, heal it, and move on. Because if you don't, you're going to get stuck in a timeline that you really don't want to experience again, right? You don't want to. You've leveled up, you've grown, so let it go, forgive it. Give it no more of your creative energy, create something new, create something better, create something higher, create something more loving, more giving, more forgiving, more, just create more is what I'm hearing. And then we have discovery. Look at, there's gold in them hills. So like, you need an adventure. You need something to bring your life meaning. You need to follow your dream, follow a pursuit. You know, when people go panning for gold, they know the odds of finding it are very, very slim at best, right? But they know how valuable what they find is, because it's of its rarity, because it's so raw, it's so elemental, it's so fundamental. I don't know who that's for, but there's gold coming your way. And so you need to know your value so that it can come to you uninhibited, right? There's value in everything. Every little nugget I'm hearing, every little nugget of knowledge that has come out in this journey that you've been on thus far has been valuable. Take the lessons and let go of what doesn't serve you. You're in that flow, right? You're sitting on a rock right now. But Spirit says you need to get into the water, go into the water and flow, because there's more gold down the way. So you've panned all the gold you can get out of this part of the river. It's time for you to go deeper. Go beyond. Go beyond. Go bigger. Go bigger, go home. Healing. You've had healing 3 times, just so you know. Forgiveness and healing. So there's definitely some past stuff that you're having a hard time forgiving and letting go of. And you're going to need to do that, because if you don't, Spirit's just going to snatch it right away from you. It's the karma that's holding you back. It's the last push. It's the 9 of Wands in reverse. It's you know, we're all clearing out our old karma. We are now, we have learned our lessons, and we are now reaping what we've sown, right? And so there's healing that needs to happen, because there's karma that still has not been resolved for some of you around family issues, around marriages and children and moms and dads and brothers and sisters and ancestors. But it needs to heal. It needs to complete too. You've got the universe, which is the world card, and you've got this completion card. So, you know, you need to complete the healing, because you know, it's like, it's purple, it's crown chakra. You've been shown, you clearly understand. You're just scared. Some of you are just scared. And you're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to have to be vulnerable. 3s, 6s, and 9s, you know, that's the number of expansion, of growth. Mother, Father, Son, right? Or Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Father, Child, Mother, Maiden, Crone. It's evolution, it's expansion. And so, you know, things are going to expand, and timelines are closing out, and you're being asked to integrate the lessons that you've learned. You already know what you need to do. You just need to forgive and let go. Okay? Treasure Island, this is beautiful. There's something better coming. There's something better for you. And I see on the back of a turtle, for those of you who are waiting for somebody, I see a face. I don't know if you can see it. In this treasure chest is a masculine face, and there is hearts and starfish and bubbles and a star. Like the others are starfish, but that's a definite star. And gold. So for some of you, there's an extra message here. If you've been worried about somebody that you've been waiting for, you've been afraid that they're going to get left behind. Wow, that's pretty profound. I just heard it clear as day in my head. Some of you, not all of you, this is not for everybody. This is specific to a select few. There's somebody that you've been waiting for. They are your wish fulfillment. They are your gold. They are what lights you up. They are the gold. The nuggets. It's the biggest nugget of this lifetime, and you don't want to leave that gold behind. That gold you want to take with you, and it's coming. It's just so damn slow, and you're worried, right? You know that you're off to great places, and you're really hoping they make it. You're really hoping they make it, and they're on their way. Slow and steady wins a race, I guess. Time for a nap. Okay, so you've got the Seven of Swords, and now you've got a fox here. So it's time to put to sleep your old ways. Whoever's watching that needs to hear that, it's another 6, by the way. So it's 2, 4, 24, which breaks down to a 6. 3, 6, 9s are the number of creation, right? It's Tesla's work. So it's creation and expansion, and it's energy. And so it's time for a nap. You need to put to sleep your old ways, or let them, but yeah, this complacency is going to be shook up, is what I'm hearing. This sly fox thinks he's going to sleep through the event, and it's not going to happen, because Spirit's going to wake him up. They're going to get their awakening, and they're going to move much faster on the sea turtle than they currently are, because they haven't been putting a whole lot of work in. They've been sleeping on the job, is what I hear. It was a little overwhelming, and so they thought they could sleep through it. They thought they could keep the mask on. They thought they could just avoid it, and it would pass them by. But they have a contract with you, whoever these messages are for. There's a contract here. It's got to be done by the book. Number 11, some of you, this is your twin. But this is, by the book. Mother, Father, Holy Spirit, or Father, Son, Holy Ghost, Mother, Father, Son, Daughter, whatever. It's hereditary, it's ancestral, it's links. Okay? It's time to put to rest the way things used to be. There's healing in the family here too. It's getting, it's doing things by the book. It's breaking, for some of you, it's breaking ancestral patterning around complacency and avoidance. Okay, so I love you guys. I hope this has resonated, because I'm exhausted and I'm going to bed, and I'm going to try. I'm not making any promises, but I'm going to try to do a live tomorrow night. It's hard to do with my son home because he's in everything, and our house is a complete, utter mess because we were doing that spring cleaning thing that you do that messes everything else up, So everything is out of its ordinary, and it's all over the floor, and there are bags and garbage and things that we're sifting through. We are literally preparing for this growth spurt. We're letting go of things we don't need, and so the house is in chaos. But if I have the energy, if my electronics work, if my child will not insist upon being annoying and disruptive, then we are going to do a live tomorrow night, Sunday night, probably like around 9 or 10 at night. I don't know how many people will be up then, but you can catch it as a recorded version if I do it, because I'm feeling called to do it, but I'm feeling called to do it hopefully after my son settles for the evening into bed. Okay, so we'll see. I love you guys. I'm going to bring you back up just to say goodnight because I'm exhausted. I look like shit, guys. I got so dirty. I had to come home and immediately take a bath. I didn't wash my hair yet. It's got crud in it. But I had to wash the soot. I literally was a shade darker from going to the... I just saw 3333. Sorry, caught me off guard. Anyhow, I went to the races with some great friends. And my little boy, who's 10, helped them in the pits. It was just exciting for him. He acted like one of the grown-ups. He was helping everybody. It was great. It was awesome. So it's like now 5:15 here where I am at a.m. and I have no child at home, so I get to sleep in a little bit. I'm going kayaking in the morning with an old school friend. She invited me, and Sheila, if you're watching, I love you, and I will see you sharp 11 a.m. tomorrow. All right, namaste, guys.